In order to protect themselves, the female sand has evolved into a thick skin. However, the sperm of the male sand is easily dispersed in the open seawater. For this reason, the male sand has evolved a unique sperm bullet, a thick sugar-coated protein ball. The size is close to a shotgun bullet, containing thousands of sperm. When mating, the male sand releases this protein ball into the sperm. This protein ball is like a protective cover, ensuring that the precious sperm safely arrives at the reproductive path of the female sand. There, the protein ball dissolves, and the sperm awakens. The awakened sperm immediately faces fierce competition. They not only have to compete with each other, but also race with the sperm of other male sands. This is because the female sand often mates with multiple male sands, gathering more sperms to form a thick skin. The female sand can maximize the reproductive diversity of the offspring. For example, this newly mated lemon sand has 14 high earth ball-sized eggs in its uterus, waiting for sperm from different male sands. As the sperm eggs begin to grow for a period of 12 months, they start from monocytes and gradually form embryos, eventually developing neurons and organs, and grow into a few millimeters long simple organisms. This micro-living creature, which looks like a fish, is the original form of fish, reptiles, birds, mammals, and humans. From then on, the fate of each embryo will be determined by its own genes, and each embryo will begin its own unique growth journey. 5 weeks later, the female sand is active in the uterus. One of the embryos has grown to the size of a little finger, relying on a huge ovary to obtain nutrition. The body structure of the sandfish is very similar to their ancient fish ancestors. As you can see, there is no real hard bone in the body. What supports the body is a very elastic, soft bone frame. At this time, the sensor system of the sandfish to track the prey also begins to develop. There are many small holes in the mouth and nose. They are unusually bright and can detect the electric current generated by biological activity, which is as weak as 1/10 of a volt. At the same time, pink vessels appear on both sides of the body. This is the appearance of the future side system. The neural ball in the tube is made up of fine hair soaked in concentrated gel. The sound wave in the water triggers the vibration of the gel and is captured by the fine hair. This sensitive system allows the adult sandfish not only to hear, but also to feel the slightest turbulence of the water flow. Even a few hundred meters away, it is difficult to notice that the fish is clean. At this time, the lemon sand embryo faces an oxygen crisis. Unlike human fetuses, it does not connect to the blood system of the mother body. It must get oxygen from the uterus by itself. Before the real fight, the embryo relies on the fibrous structure of the feathers to penetrate the liquid, to collect the necessary oxygen to survive. 12 weeks later, the embryo is 20 centimeters long, wrapped in a membrane. A streamlined, powerful creature is gradually emerging. The iconic back is prominent, providing explosive power to the tail, which is responsible for stability and manipulation. The soft spine penetrates the tailbone, which can effectively transmit the power of the upper body muscle twist. Its propulsion efficiency is twice as fast as that of a speedboat. In order to maintain buoyancy and posture in the water, the sandfish develops a key organ, a huge liver. Its secreted oil is lighter than seawater, like a flying submarine. In order to provide sufficient oil, the sandfish liver will eventually occupy more than 1/5 of its weight. In the past few weeks, the mouth and nose have continued to extend, and the nostrils have grown out of the head. The sandfish's sense of smell is extremely sensitive, 10,000 times stronger than that of humans. It can detect blood with a concentration of 25 millionth of one, which is equivalent to dropping a few drops of blood into an Olympic swimming pool in order to track down a prey 5 kilometers away. However, the embryo is not yet ready to hatch, and it will take 9 months for it to fully develop. The oxygen in the ovary is about to run out, and it begins to transform into a fatal disc. The disc-shaped structure is closely attached to the uterus, and the blood vessels grow out of it, connecting the mother's blood system. In the remaining 2/3 of its life, the sandfish will be like a human fetus, gaining nutrition from the mother's body through the uterus. Its distant relatives, the sandfish, have adopted a more extreme strategy. When the ovary is full, only the size of the finger embryo begins to move with the primitive hunting instinct and the small teeth that have not yet grown. The target is its own kin. The mother sandfish produces 1 or 2 embryos every day. The first to grow adult embryo will be the younger sister on the crowded uterus of the hunting sandfish. In the end, there is only one survivor with the first to grow child and the mother sandfish. When the mother sandfish is 50 weeks pregnant, the ultrasound shows that the 14 babies in the mother sandfish's uterus are full of energy. At this time, the right sandfish takes up 1/5 of the weight of the mother's body. After nearly a year of breeding, the right sandfish has grown to 1/2 meter long and the skin color has deepened. At the same time, the skin is covered with sharp and fine scales. The tips of the scales are like needles, making the skin rough like sandpaper. This not only provides protection, but also increases oil speed. As the teeth and scales grow, the full-armed right sandfish is ready to spawn. The mother sandfish goes to the safe diving area. The right sandfish vibrates violently in the uterus, and the mother sandfish's secretion mechanism starts to separate. A tail pops out first. The newborn sandfish is looking forward to turning its head.